to get to this point for the launch is fantastic. Now all the hard work really begins. Now we've got to get 20 cars built in 2 months basically. So a lot of effort to go in yet, but certainly up to this point, yeah, great job for everybody. The guys here and the people in Italy have done a fantastic job. Now we're talking about a car that's very relevant again in the world. We were very surprised to get 23 cars on the grid last year, our biggest grid ever, with a car that was 10 years old. It says something for the category.
The previous car lasted us a lot longer than we thought, and I think that's because we made the opportunity, or took the opportunity with the old car to go carbon fibre from the start, so it lasted 10 years. With this car, probably 2 or 3 years ago, we started talking about what do we do next, and that was more around just a technology kind of shift from old to new, and that we needed to do something. So it's just good for us to take another leap, and I think we've actually leaped ahead again, so hopefully this car can obviously see us for another 10 years.
The team here have been heavily involved in the development. 2013 with the design side of it, and it's evolved over that period, and we finalised it early this year. Then Tata's put it into production. It's a longer time frame than the FT-50, that's for sure.
It's packed full of new technology, right from the front of the car to the rain light. It's just moved forward in leaps and bounds from where we were 10 years ago.
To bring a whole new car out to a big enough project is, I've seen that plenty of times with Formula One cars, and it would have been a reasonably big risk, or you would have had to have been pretty brave, I think, to do an engine at the same time with the limited amount of testing that we're going to have available. So this engine, is very proven, great engine, very reliable. So it just takes one big risk factor out of the whole package.
Yeah, the new steering wheel's packed with features. First thing and the most obvious thing is the colour display. We've moved from black and white to full colour. There's a lot more information on the screen for the driver, which you can then feed back over the radio to the pits. There's also a lot more buttons on the steering wheel to control different functions in the car as well.
Suspension-wise, the dual shock front end, the monoshock that we've just gone away from was a trend a number of years ago. It was sort of the thing to do, but now everyone's realising you get a better, more compliant car, better grip in general with the twin shock setup, more tunability, and so that, along with the aero, there's just a little bit of everything. Brake package is Formula 3 spec, which is a slight upgrade to what we had.
The new gearbox is controlled by a Morelli paddle shift system, which is actually in turn controlled by the Motec ECU. So when the driver pulls the lever on the paddle shift, it sends a command through to the ECU, which then in turn controls the gearbox.
The exciting thing about the new car is somebody called it a pretty car. It's not a pretty car. That car looks like it wants to go places. It looks like it wants to race. It actually looks angry. And I think that's what excites me more than anything, apart from the fact that it has got so many modern parts on it, so many new parts, so many parts that are currently in existence in the very best formulas around the world, that it is going to be fast and it's going to be a good car to race.